when you're camping.
Okay, so the question is, how aggressive are wolves to humans in the wild, and what kind of recommendations would we give if you come across one in the wild? Most of the time, they're more scared of you than you are them, and that's general for wolves. They don't like the way that we smell. They don't like the movements we make. We make loud noises that are unnatural to them and weird, that they haven't heard before, like clanking of pans and the different cars that we have and stuff like that. We also change our coat color every single day. And so normally what's going to end up happening is that they're going to see you, smell you, or hear you probably a quarter mile to a half a mile before you even tell that they're even around, and they're going to split in the opposite direction. If you do happen to get close enough to where you can see one, whether it be driving or if you're camping, Conti, go see Pat. Conti. Bad boy. If you do happen to see one out in the wild, we generally say take out your camera and take a picture, because it's not hanging out long. It's going to split. It's going to run. What has happened in the past is that wolves can become habitualized, just like any wild animal. Deer in your backyard, bears, things like that. And that's where people have left food out for them, whether intentionally or non-intentionally, where they end up losing some of that fear. Majority of the time, these guys aren't gonna mess with people, and I don't know of one single wolf attack for a human out in the wild. Have you, Pat?
Actually, there have been several, but they were usually things like habituated wolves that had come to associate humans with food, that were hanging around garbage dumps, or one guy he didn't get bitten, but he got dragged in his sleeping bag. This was in Alaska, and a lot of people have a dump in their backyard if they live out in the boonies. And this guy was staying with his brother-in-law, and for some reason he was sleeping out in a sleeping bag next to his brother-in-law's dump. And the wolves were used to coming there and checking over the dump for garbage, and I think they found a really good haul. They thought they found a really good haul.
So in that case, with the visualized wolves, some reports have been made. Generally, you can make loud, obnoxious noises that they haven't heard before. Clanking of, pans and different, like dog barks can do it as well. Out west, one of the non-lethal ways that we use to deter wolves from ranchers' farms is the rag box. And it's basically a whole bunch of different noises that come from the city or in town that these guys never ever hear, and they're not used to. They don't like things that they don't know and aren't used to. So it could be cars honking, traffic noises, dogs barking, things like that. Yes?
Can you describe if this has ever happened, where a wolf from one pack meets a wolf from another pack? They don't automatically attack each other, do they?
Correct.
They have self-preservation in mind, which is the same that they say about big cats in Africa. First things first is self-preservation, so not automatically a fight, but what happens?
So the question is about what happens if one pack meets another pack out in the wild. Conti, this is going to go out and you're going to make me out. Here, you want to do something? You sit, you lay down. All the way. All the way. Nope, that's not it. Down. Go find it. So the question is about what happens when one pack meets another pack out in the wild. That they don't necessarily just break into this huge fight and try to kill each other, that there's a little more reservation there, and they have somewhat of a self-preservation and wanting to survive and be able to live to see the next day. It really kind of depends on the situation. Things can definitely make the situation much worse, such as during the wintertime when it's the breeding season and the hormones are higher and aggression levels are higher. Sometimes fights can be had. If there are puppies involved, that can also kind of skew it a little bit. But generally, when the wolves are howling or they do their scent marking, they're doing it in such a way to actually prevent getting into each other's territory to begin with. It's not unless there's something that is worth fighting for in order for them to actually get into these fights, whether it be a food source or a shelter or a den site, something of that sort. Usually they tend to try to resolve it by the howls and the scent marking and you know, non-aggressive ways. Just because if they do end up getting injured or killed, it's A, not helping out the pack, and they don't have any medical treatment out there. So if they get an infection, it's, you know, it's pretty bad news for that wolf. But that's also a lot of the times why the lifespan is also so low.
Thank you.
Oh, sweetie, I'm so sorry. I didn't know you were right there. Did I step on your head?
No, it's paw.
I'm sorry. How about down here? Yes.
Are there any wolf packs in Indiana?
Are there any wolf packs in Indiana? Actually, no, not officially, no. And I don't know of any reports of them in Indiana. The last wolf that was officially shot and killed in Indiana was 1901. Our closest populations are actually going to be central Wisconsin. And so, yeah, Minnesota, Michigan, Wisconsin, they all have wolves. And with that, you know, if they disperse into other areas, occasionally you can get lone wolves. We have had, about 4 or 5 years ago, we had 3 individual wolves come through Indiana, but they were either hit by a car or shot by a hunter thinking it was a coyote. The only reason we know that is because actually all 3 were radio collared, so we know exactly what pack they came from. But those were wolves that were looking for either a new pack to join or to start a new territory of their own, and they just kept moving until they could find it. And they just happened to be in Indiana when they were found. So dispersers can happen, but as far as kind of an actual setup of a pack with puppies, we haven't had for a very, very long time here. Yes?
How many wolf species are there?
How many what?
Wolf species.
Oh, subspecies, I could tell you, but species. You know, genetics right now has kind of been the up and coming, science that they're really trying to hone in and being able to figure this stuff out. The funny thing is geneticists really can't agree on one single answer. Some of them say 6, some of them say 22. So it really varies. And then it also depends on the year. As they kind of progress in the science of genetics and they get it a little bit better, a little bit closer, they'll change their answer again. So Pat, as far as species of wolves in the world, do you have a number?
Canis indicus, Canis himalayensis, Canis sinensis, simian wolf. Those are all on the other side of the world. In North America, there's Canis lupus and Canis rufus, and there may be Canis lycaon, but the taxonomists, people who classify animals according to their evolutionary relatedness, haven't finished fighting that one out yet. So there are at least 5 species of wolves in the world. When I started studying them, there were 2, red wolves and gray wolves. Gray wolves were worldwide, and there were just subspecies of gray wolves outside of North America. And now they're finding out that there are different... I can't talk while you're doing that.
Good job.
Now there are at least 5 recognized species of wolves.
So, yeah. And then you have the subspecies of gray wolf, which, woohoo, you have Arctos, Occidentalis, Nubilis, Bailey. Lycaon, again, it's whether or not it's its own genetic species or its subspecies of gray wolf, which is a hot topic right now. Since you kind of brought that up, I'm just going to do a quick little update for anybody that's interested. Earlier in the month of June, the U.S. Fish and Wildlife has created a report that is recommending that gray wolves be taken off the endangered species list. So that means all gray wolves in North America, in the United States, would be taken off the list, and it would be up to the individual states whether or not to recognize it as an endangered species. So they would not receive any protection whatsoever if they go into any new state, whether it be Illinois, Indiana, any of that. So they do actually have a public comment period that is going from now until September. If you look up on the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service website, you can actually comment whether or not you agree with this report or you don't. Now, the report, I will let you know, is extremely long. It is 53 pages, but all you have to do is look at the conclusion and read that part. I'll give you the quick version of it.
So Dana, just to clarify,
Yes.
they're even taking Mexican gray wolves off the endangered
No,
species
that is
list?
actually the subspecies that they will not take off. They will keep Bailey-eye, they will keep the Mexican gray wolf on, but the wolves in the Great Lakes region, which they are saying is subspecies nubilis, and the wolves out in the Northern Rockies, which they are claiming to be subspecies occidentalis, are no longer endangered, and those will be taken off the list. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, just a little quick update there for you guys if you all are interested. How am I doing on time? Do I need to do another howl?
I think so, yeah. It's
Okay.
8:33.
Okay. All right, you guys ready for one last howl? Woo! Okay, on the count of
How to
three.
play brick break.
1, 2, 3. Ow!